Hello everyone, welcome to episode 4 of Timeless Retreat. Unfortunately, we had some technical difficulties and I lost the game audio from this video's footage, but things should be back to normal for next episode. I had the culture vat working in the background so all the dinosaur DNA could hopefully be turned into eggs while I did other work. My primary goal right now is getting things to look a little more polished. And to do so, I'm starting with the animal pens and making those look a little more complete. I gathered some podzol and mud and started digging out space in the animal pens for dirtier, more worn bits. And it adds a little realism because no animal pen is going to be perfectly grassy. And of course, the animals were constantly in the way, but I didn't expect anything else.
Hello, it's me, crewmate. I am the good guy on the spaceship that complete all the tasks.
I tried to keep things pretty random and organic looking. I just kind of dug in random places, guided by just vibes and feels, no actual tactics. Here is the finished look. I am pretty happy with the way it turned out, but I will admit the pens still feel pretty bland, at least for my taste. I started putting up a bunch of trees and plants to try and make the area feel more alive. I saw this little trick on, I believe, Reddit, where you can build up a bunch of fences to force your oak saplings to be large trees. It actually worked and it's really handy, so I'm so glad I stumbled across it. So much gratitude for whoever posted that tip. Lighting was becoming an issue as well. I'm constantly being swarmed with monsters when I work on my animal pens through the night. I came up with these cute little light posts. That admittedly gave me quite a hard time because I couldn't just place the next pieces while jumping. But it's fine, I'll just make a fool of myself, yet again. I kept putting up trees and flowers throughout the area to try and make things more full. And of course, placing more lampposts while demonstrating why they needed to be put up in the first place. I adore all of the flowers from the Serene Shrubbery mod. I wish I found it sooner so the entire world could be full of them, but I didn't, so finding new chunks it is. I did start with these paper lanterns on the lampposts, which I do think are adorable, but don't get too attached, as I did end up removing them. They just don't quite fit the vibe I was trying to create for this area. If you notice the weird red and green scattered all over the ground, this is actually the lighting mod. It tells you which areas have enough light to stop mobs spawning and which areas do not. I find it super helpful, particularly when building outdoors. With the bulk of the lighting and nature blocks placed, I refocused on the actual animal pens and added water troughs. These are completely decorative, unfortunately. And I added some animal feeders, which are functional and cause the animals to breed automatically when food is placed inside.
What follows is a brief construction montage.
Pathing is another big thing I want to use to connect all my builds in this world eventually. I find it makes everything feel more unified and intentional, and I love making things feel cohesive and lived in.
We hope you enjoyed this brief construction montage.
And here's what the path is looking like right now. And while I was at it, I put up the rock wall around the farm. I might change it up eventually, but it's good for now.
One hour later.
The side quest curse possessed my body once again, and I decided I actually hated some of my house. Again, if you know, you know. Which meant I spent forever tearing down the bits I hated. I took down the upper floor. I felt like it was just too tall and felt out of place, especially for the style of house I was trying to replicate. And the weird animal pen needed to go as well. It stuck out too much and was simply not big enough for any of my pets. I turned this space into a covered porch instead, which I like so much better. It fits the style actually, and just works so much more. I like the idea of this area looking like it belongs on a horse ranch, and after changing the roof, I feel like I achieved that goal. With that complete, that is the end of this episode. I know this episode was primarily building, but I hope you still enjoyed. I apologize once again for the delay. I know this episode took forever to get out, but thank you so much for watching and all of the support. I really love making these videos. And as a bonus for those that watched this far, this is the clip from the intro. I just think it looks so cool with the new paths and lights in place.